Man, about Thursday, I should be able to present the quarterbacks. And since I'm almost done with the D tackles, I might be able to present the D tackles in that same day. Uh, I got like a couple more to do, right? Because I wanted to do a little bit more. But the reason why, you know, part of the reason why I even made this live is because of what the Dallas Cowboys just did, which was sign Osa back. Because it's funny, right? Because y'all know, and I stand on what I said in regards to Osa. I didn't really want Osa back, like not, and that has to do with like the money, right, and the type of player that he is. However, this move, right, the coaching move, and the way Osa plays, this should be a fit. So it kind of be similar to kind of like, I wouldn't say Dan Quinn, but they would have a lot of similarities in as far as getting upfield, which is Osa's best thing because Osa can't really big boy no shit. You know what I mean? Osa not really gonna big boy nothing. If y'all know what I mean, like really get grimy. And so what I mean by big boy is really like hold bodies up, really be like a force. Just let me give you an example. Like Vince Wilfork, right? Big Vince Wilfork, and Saragusa, all them type of guys, right? That's not Osa, right? And he had to do a little bit more of that with Zimmer. So now he gets to get back upfield. However, Osa, him getting paid that money, Osa not gonna. Also may have one of them years, right? He may have like one of the years soon that it may just be like out of the ordinary, but that's not who he is. Who he is what you already have seen with the Dallas Cowboys. It's okay, cool player, right? So I say this to say that, right? So one of my thoughts in regards to and watching these D tackles, I was like, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if the Dallas Cowboys signed Osa back. That's how bad them D tackles was that I was looking at now. I was like, I wouldn't even be surprised if the Dallas Cowboys re-sign Osa. As soon as I get up out the barbershop, bang, I look at my phone and I see the Dallas Cowboys sign that man for 4 years? I think like $58 million guaranteed. I was like, yeah, I figured that. So Will McClay probably was on the same page as me in regards to what he's seen with them D tackles. Now, I'm going to tell you like this. I'm not done yet, but there's a D tackle that I like. And I'm trying to figure out, maybe you guys can help me. I'm trying to figure out why did that Tennessee D tackle didn't get more reps? Because every time he was in the game, he made a difference. And out of I probably done watched about 7-8 D tackles so far. Out of all the D tackles that I've watched thus far, I still got something to watch. Because I'm talking about this Ohio State D tackle. We're going to see about him. Right? But out of all the D tackles that I watched thus far, his get off was the best. A lot of them other D tackles have delayed reaction get offs. I don't like that. You need to be trained. Like, see, these coaches ain't really teaching, especially ones that want the D linemen to get upfield. Young kids, if you're listening to me right now and you're playing in the trenches, you don't wait till the center finish his motion in regards to snapping the ball. Soon as that ball moves, like the tip the first half, the first tip of him snapping that ball, you move, you go. Soon as he in that motion of you get ready to snap, that's when you go. Because by the time you fire out that stance, not only is it going to give you an advantage, but you won't be offsides. 10 times out of 10, if you go off that motion, you will not be offsides. See, people wait until it finishes. Like see, coaches need to be working on the reaction of the player. They need to be working on the reaction of the player. Soon as he on the ball, go. Not paying attention to sound. You don't pay attention to sound. You don't really pay attention to cadence. You got that ball in the corner of your eye. And it's real disappointing for D tackles to be in front of the football where they could see the football, seeing everything in regards to what's going on, and they still laid off the football. As a defensive end, that shouldn't even be an issue for you. But especially as a defensive tackle, a get-off should never be an issue for you. You don't have to run no 4.4 40 to get off the ball. I just need for you to read as soon as you go. You train that. Go. Bro, you could be 350 with a good get off, 400 with a good get off. Quit popping the hell up. Go. And looking at these players thus far, I'm looking at how the youth coaches, these high school coaches, is failing these players, man. They just bringing them out there, doing the bare minimum, and then expect for these guys to be on point. That's weak. One of the most important things is being in a solid program in regards to being top football at a young age. See, like, for instance, like Micah Parsons, right? Because we're going to talk about free agency, but I'm just talking about this right now. Micah Parsons was failed at the youth age. They never taught him. They just said, go ahead and go get the quarterback. Oh, we're going to put the ball in your hand. You just do what you do. That ain't football. And yeah, that worked. High school, Pop Warner, little college. But that shit ain't working in the pros, man. And so he hurt by that. Not only them kissing his ass too, he hurt by that too. But you already know that's another topic. So speaking of Michael Parsons, with them signing Osa, is he gonna get some money? They talk about this rumors that they might trade it. I hope that they get rid of his ass. You sound like I need somebody to help make this make sense. You signed that CD, you gonna have to sign Tyler Smith. Still got a low contract. You just signed O's. You paying Diggs. And then you gonna pay Micah too? And pay him a fat contract? What the hell? So you're gonna allocate all the resources to a core that has given you no promise. That's one of the most idiotic things that a franchise can do. One of the most idiotic things a franchise can do. Just crazy, man. Now, we just gonna be real. I seen one potential D tackle that got to come over, kind of like when we was talking about Darius Robert, and I like Tennessee so far. But we're going to talk about all that when I present in a day or two. But also better than a lot of them D tackles, and will be better than a lot of them D tackles. You know, now, in regards to draft, it probably would have been better if they would have acquired some already in the league D tackles that had a little bit more promise, that won't cost that much. And you draft, if you can find a stud 3-tech, you draft that. Or you find them real young, one of the ones with promise that a team don't understand yet, that you go ahead and grab. But you got to draft your 3-tech. And one thing this defense is missing, I don't give a damn about Osa, they missing a 3-tech. So you got one D tackle on this team. That's it. Because Mozzie ain't going to cut it. I don't care what Eberflus saying. Eberflus going to look me in my eye and tell me Mozzie going to cut it? No, this team need to go out there and go get this from D tackles. So you will do a disservice to this team to mess around and sign Osa to that contract. What is that, about almost $15 million a year? You would do Osa and his team a great disservice if you don't put a big body next to him. If you don't put no big body next to Osa, that was all for naught. Because as you can see, without a big body, Osa just another guy. And I'm on record, right? Y'all remember when I first started doing this, how I talked about Osa and I like some of the way that he played, right? And that still is. But I'm realistic, though, with this, though. I've never viewed Osa as no 10-sack guy. I just like that he want that at that particular time he was doing some of the dirty work. I love that. And that don't get talked about enough. But this past couple years, Osa done did something that he done lost his way. This year, he was playing pretty much different scheme, not really a fit for him, understandable. But that don't go ahead and excuse the way that he was getting drugged this year and even last year in different games. That don't excuse that. Cause old boy was getting drugged, man. D tackle, you need to be stout, my boy. You need to be stout in the middle. You need to be able to take on double teams, man. Maybe Osa need to add some more weight and eat some more peanut butter and jelly. Because he getting dragged entirely too much to get his boy 15 mil. The only way I'm telling you that I understand it is because of the D tackles that's coming out. But I still stood and stand on them not even needed to even pay somebody like him. I honestly think that they could have messed around and went another direction, and went a cheaper direction and probably a better direction. I don't want nobody in the trenches getting pumped. I dislike that. You got your ass beat Green Bay. Think what? Detroit dog walked your ass this year? I'm peeping all that. I mean, dog walked his ass. So basically, when we play competition, any stout offensive line, you can just pretty much guarantee that also going to get canceled. If it's a weak body in there or a slow body in there, OSA should have the advantage. But if you got a quality offensive line that got some solid strength and leverage and just some decent lateral quickness, OSA gonna get his ass beat. Now, I know you got to play a field, but that don't mean that you still can't put no weight on. How much? I want to know how much OSA weigh. They say he, 305 or something like that? OSA need to get bigger. 310 maybe? He need to get bigger. I know a lot of that, I seen the way he's built. He need to get bigger, man. I would like OSA like 320. About 320. That's how I would like him. He get drugged too much, and you can still have your quickness at 320 the way he's built, and 320 wouldn't be that much for him because of the way he's already built. Just a few more pans, just a couple more pieces of chicken, just a little bit more olive oil, just a few more fries, maybe one more meal, maybe one more small meal. He'll get there. He can hold it. Now, Mozzie on the other end, I heard this Michigan boy on that Mozzie Smith diet. They say that boy came in like 25 pounds lighter. Ooh-wee. I don't know what's up with the Michigan D tackles, but we gonna talk about them. Because I watched both of them already, but I ain't gonna spoil it. I watched both of them already, y'all, but I ain't gonna spoil it. I wouldn't. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense to pay a player like Micah a fat contract and pay OSA. You're paying two average, maybe a slightly above average players that type of money. When you look at OSA, right? Okay, let's be real. For all the people that like OSA, what does he do better than a lot of D tackles? I'll wait. I bet you'll have a hard time figuring out what does he do better. I'm not saying OSA just some hellified scrub, but he ain't all that. and like I told y'all, man, I just think that they could have did better. I think that they could have allocated them resources somewhere else. Who knows? You might have needed to allocate them resources to cornerback because you really have none. I wouldn't expect Jordan Lewis to come back. If Jordan Lewis come back, it had to be for some personal reasons, like his kids or something is comfortable here for him to come back. Just like if Tank interested. I don't even get why Tank would want to come back. Why would Tank come back? If Tank come back, he just don't care about winning. He just care about the fit. I ain't mad at it. But ain't nobody gonna do no winning over here anytime soon. Look at your core. I don't give a damn if Brian Schottenheimer just came and just shocked the world and became a hellified coach. Oh, look at your players. They soft. Look at your so-called leader. He's soft. On both sides of the ball. So what makes you think that you can win with that? Jimmys and Joes, not X's and O's. X's and O's come more into play on an NFL level, but at the end of the day, it's still about Jimmys and Joes. And we didn't got Jimmy or Joe on this team. I seen something talking about possibly moving our Kansas State center to guard. The only way you think about that is if you in the draft, you see an elite center. That's the only way you think about that. Because why would you move him? He has grown into the role. He's never played it and done a solid job for this team. He has athletic limitations, but we already knew that. I would keep him there. I'm going to tell you why I would keep him there. You can go get you a cheap guard, a cheap, strong guard. The main thing, because I can't wait till we talk about these quarterbacks. Because this is going to go ahead into my reasoning what I'm getting ready to tell you now. The main thing is keeping the middle of that pocket clean. Especially whether it be Dak Prescott at quarterback, a younger quarterback, Lance, whoever. You want the middle of that pocket clean. Because Dak ain't running no football. Where Dak going? Nowhere. So keep the middle of the pocket clean. And you got Tyler Schmidt, you got BB, and you got a strong guard next to him with some decent lateral quickness, you'll be okay. You'll be okay. I want somebody strong next to him. It could be young, preferably a young vet. A young vet. You got Guyton, you got BB. I would want a young vet. Later down the line, probably in this draft, find you an offense. But I'm interested to Awesome Richards, Bass. I'm interested in that competition. How you know that you ain't already got that on the team? I don't need a Pro Bowl guard next to him. I just need somebody strong. I just need a quality player in the middle. Look at how the Philadelphia Eagles is built. You got Landon Dickerson. Jurgens ain't no Hall of Fame player. You brought a big ass offensive tackle, put him at guard. You got Lane Johnson on the outside, and then you got like an average left tackle. But how did you got that beef inside? Landon Dickerson is a very good guard, but the rest were just solid. And they won a Super Bowl. They got 2 Pro Bowl players. Mulata ain't that good. I don't give a damn what nobody try to tell me. I don't watch that boy, man. That's barbecue chicken. But when you running the football with Saquon 30 times a game, it'll make you look like you a hell of a 5 player. But you let the Eagles get back to 35, 40 attempts passing. You let me know if he really like that. You know? So it's crucial that BB take the next step, and it's crucial that Tyler Guyton get his shit together. Straight up. It's crucial that they get his stuff together. If you're running the football, we good with Terrence Steele. You won't hear a peep out of Terrence Steele. Like it was when he first was starting at that right tackle. If you're running the football, we good with Terrence Steele. But if you're passing the ball 40 times, then that's where you're going to have an issue. We good. Do you see how when we ran the ball more toward the end of the year, how you didn't hear Terrence Steele's name no more? That'll be the same thing, the same way, if that's how you start and end the season. So we good with that. I'm fine, especially if that's what Schottenheimer want to do, is run that rock. I'm fine with that. But Guyton got to step up. He got it in him. Like I said, and looking at him, that's the best left tackle. He had the best feet. You ain't just lose your physical characteristic. He just needed to get coached. And maybe the Arizona coach can help him out. Because Solari, he wasn't getting it done. So maybe the Arizona coach can help him out that we brought over here. And he could focus on the offensive line and get it done. I hope. I know he had, I think it was Perry Johnson over there. I remember we watched him a couple years ago. I liked him. I want to say I had him as my best tackle coming out in Arizona. So, you know, he got the physical characteristics. I hope Guyton get in that kitchen. I hope Guyton is eating steak, potatoes. You know, don't be on that Mozzie Smith diet. All you gotta do is get stronger, clean up your technique, and you got you a solid left tackle right there. Now he ain't gonna be no Tyron Smith, but he got good feet, and you can get solid. You probably get a couple Pro Bowls out of him with the right coach. He's solid. He got the characteristics. He just can't be no sucker. Just can't be no sucker. You know? Cause I seen some good things. It ain't like I didn't see nothing. Cause I seen some good things on that film. You just gotta piece it all together this year now. Gotta piece it all together. It hurt not having a vet next to him though. He ain't had no Tyron with him, no Peters with him. Tyler Smith can't teach you about how to, you know what I mean? So he can only do so much. So it'd been nice to have a vet, but it is what it is. Shout out to y'all, man. So we can't get a 15 to 20 range D tackle. 120. They could have. What's up, y'all? They could have for sure. See, I would have want them right. I would have loved for them to go ahead and get that D tackle from another team. I would have loved that. That would have been something for free agency. If you and you remember what we talked about like a month ago. I said they probably gonna sign a couple guys, maybe sign a couple more cheap contracts, and they gonna see we're more aggressive in free agency. And look how they started off. They for sure could have went after some cheap guys. They for sure could have went after some cheaper guys that were stronger in the trenches. For sure. I get it, but then I don't get it. I get it because I know they were looking at them defensive tackles and they didn't really like too much of what they seen. Because I haven't really liked too much of what I've seen. So I get it from that perspective. But given a defensive tackle that's like average, maybe slightly above average, 15 mil, he tripping. He tripping. They tripping crazy. But we know that this front office ain't competent. I hope this spells the end for one of them, since they always talk about they ain't got no money. Well, hopefully they get to ship Dak off or not pay Micah or whatever. I hope at least one of that happens. And another thing, man, because man, I want to say this because I know they be listening. Hey, man. So these so-called scouts, man, these former little scouts, man, talking about Shador. talking about second round drop, bro. He better than a lot of these quarterbacks. Like these motherfuckers sit over there talking about Quinn Ewers being better than Shador. Man, stop it. Man, we gonna talk about it though, but man, let Shador get to number 12. All of that. I'm taking Shador. I don't care what they talking about. Bro, Shador had no offensive line, no running game, mediocre-ass wide receivers. But we got Quinn Ewers, who had Mitchell, Adonai Mitchell, and all of that. It still didn't look like a first-round pick. He throwing it to Joe Horn. I'm like, we're going to talk about that, man, because I got some to say. Especially to them little weak-ass little former scouts. There's a reason why you a former scout and ain't nobody gave you a job no more. Because you suck. When you look at a situation like that, you got to look, can what he do translate? Do he got it? One of the most important things about Shador is that Deion is his dad. You think Deion gonna allow a black quarterback to not be confident? We got a so-called black quarterback, man, with us right now that ain't got a lick of confidence. And it shows in the biggest moment. Look at Jaden Daniels. Look at Jalen Hurts. Look at Mahomes and all of them. What do they have? Confidence. They may not be they may lack in regards to throwing that rock, but they got confidence, man. And confidence done got them all to their conference championship game. A couple of them to the Super Bowl. They have confidence. They don't fold in the moment. Shador has that. Confidence. The stuff that he lacked, you can teach it. You can fix it. You're going to fix it. Because you're going to invest in a good amount of resources into that man. You telling me Josh Allen and Lamar can get to where they got with all them mechanical issues that they got, and you telling me Shador? Come on, bro. Stop it. I have a lot of disagreements with a lot of people, man. People out here talking about Tech, Luther Burden, and Ohio State, bro. Hey, look, man. Ain't none of them better than that TCU wide receiver. None of them. You know who I had ranked number 1? Savion. Tech wasn't even number 2 on my list. I thought Luther Burden probably was a little better than him because of his ability to break tackles. And you seeing a wide receiver, especially in today's game, when they break tackles, what can that lead to? That leads to probably to another 400-500 yards. Ted not no number 1. What's the infatuation with Ted for? What, because he's more of a pure receiver than a lot of the guys? Okay. I like Coleman a little bit better than Ted. And how did he do? Ted gonna have limitations. They gonna talk about. See, look, you gotta have that dog in you. If you ain't got the speed, nigga, you gotta have that Anquan Bolden in you, G. You gotta have some Brandon Marshall in you, some Larry Fitzgerald in you, man. They ain't got none of that. Them young kids ain't got none of that. So you want to go ahead and spend a top 12 pick on Tech that ain't got none of that? Stop. Not me. If they took 12, if they took 10 at 12, I will be pissed. That's a waste. If you want Tet,